I'm not red.
Your lighting's fine. Hey, Dean, what's up? We got new video software. We're going to try this to see how well we look, how it does. We're just going to go try it and see what ends up happening. So,
I got all choked up over that. I'm all excited about that.
Oh, it's pretty cool. I mean, we're using StreamYard.com to record it, which is pretty awesome. We'll be able to go live a lot easier. We can have guests onto our YouTube channel this way. And I love how it's working so far. It's our very first one. We've never really played with it until now. Right. So you said you were talking to some members today. And you had some good different questions that you wanted to run by me.
Just a second here. I decided I need to have a drink of water. Hang on.
Be better if you're drinking whiskey.
I know it would be. I like that bourbon on the neat side, Good bourbon's good. Anyway, let's talk. So I got a call, and actually I've had 3 of them in the last 2 days. And I'm not sure what's going on, but people are confused on the emails that belong to their Google Business profile. They're formerly called Google My Business, and they're hung up. They're going, "Oh, this is the email I use for my business, and our profiles aren't hooking up, or we can't get to our Google Business profile." They can't understand what's going on. And you showed me a little trick, and I thought it was a really neat trick. We can actually open up your Google Business profile, and you say, "Do you own this business?" And when you click on that, it will actually show you part of the email. It doesn't show the whole thing for security reasons, obviously, but it'll show you what the email should be that goes to that Google Business profile. And you know how many people I didn't understand it. I knew that which one was. Oh, there you go. I like that. I like that screen share like that. But
I'm just going to try it right now. I mean, if I come in here, so if I Google, say, simply be found.
Right.
Windsor, Colorado. And I look right here and I go, okay, well, here's our profile. We need more reviews. So please, if you are a member of ours, even if you're on the free plan, come leave us a review. Leave an honest review. We'd love to hear it. But what all you have to do is just come in here and say, own this business. And look at that.
Zoom in a little bit on that, Rob, so you can see that. What they're going to see. Oh, you don't have access to this page. That's a Google problem, not our problem for a change.
That's a Google problem. All right, one second here.
But anyway, no,
typically you would hit that and it'd pull up and it'd show you the first 3 letters of your email address that you used.
But it's really interesting if you're using somebody besides Google Gmail. It actually, if you're using Gmail, it actually give you the Gmail extension on there. It'll give you the first couple letters in the Gmail extension, which was really interesting to me. But if you're using third party, it's not going to tell you what those extensions are. So
it's to the security.
Right, exactly. And the whole point of it is, and then you just have to know your password. And once you know that password, then you can link to our profile, our platform. Your profile to our platform.
And I think a really good point on that, Dean, is you don't have to sign up with us with your Gmail account. From one, I've got a video. I'll make sure when we share this out that we'll link it up. I don't know where to point since this new software, but we'll share it inside of the comments and everything for how to create an account inside of Google that's actually your business name. If you haven't already have a Google business account, you could do that. So it's at yourdomain.com versus being just a Gmail address. But when you sign up for us, you can connect multiple Google accounts into our system, and it'll just keep stacking them for anything you have access to on each of those accounts. So you can actually just keep going. You can do, I think, up to 100 of them or something by Google policy.
So the username to sign into our platform is different than your Google business profile.
Email. It can be.
It's not always, but we have some people that have like 10 businesses, and each one of those businesses have their own unique email account with that business. And the other thing that some people really thought they got excited about is they wanted to do is, hey, we got a new business and we want to make sure that we need some coaching on it. We need some things. And they signed up for our GoPro plan and they assigned it to that Google to their profile. And then the other ones, they said, oh, we don't need to have that heavy of lift for the other businesses. We've got some things going. We've got some synergy going already. And so they signed up for the listings because they still want to be out on the voice search networks and getting all that registration done that has to happen with that. And they go, well, that's cool. So I can manage these businesses from one user login. I said, yes, you can do that. And each one can have their own levels. And that's really what's uniquely different about us. You don't have to have everybody at the same level. And, and you just talked to an agency that got real excited about that. Can you tell me more about that group?
Well, I mapped it out specifically for agencies for that reason, or for franchises that are looking to be able to manage multiple profiles from one spot. For one, you can have a combination to where you can load multiple different Google accounts into there. That's one cool thing. Every profile bills on its own. So that means you could have free accounts, you could have pro accounts, you could have some that have the website piece if you wanted to. You could add and basically build out whatever that profile needs for that business. You're not locked into, okay, they're all at this account. You can assign a license to them at that point, which makes it really simple to be able to manage. Now, if you want one bill for all of your accounts, you can contact us. We could set that up for you. Right. But inside of our system, billing is per profile, which is per location, and it is each location is billed separately.
Exactly, the
whole point I did that for is when I went and signed up for the competition. When I had my agencies, I hated how billing systems worked. I hated how I had to pick and choose, load everything in. Everything had to be under the same profile. It was just cumbersome. I really wanted to make this one as simple as we possibly could. Our engineers even fought me on that because it was not the typical way that you would do it. Yeah. I love it. I've presented it to multiple agencies at this point. It makes it to where they can manage the profile and not have to go out and get a white label of a piece of software to be able to brand it, because now they can just log into ours, manage all their accounts from one spot, and it makes it simple.
Right. And the other thing I was really mildly surprised is how many business owners or entrepreneurs out there run more than one business. And they like the fact that they don't have to have all these different logins for all the different businesses. And, we had one that had like five different businesses. They weren't even.
I had one the other day that had 27 of them.
Pardon? What was that?
I had one the other day that had 27.
27, yeah. And so, you have these people that are really creative, or they have whatever reason, but that's the whole point of this entrepreneurial piece is there's a lot more to it than just one single location for one business. Because, if you're getting started out, then you may only have one, but if you add another one, you can add it to your profile. You don't have to have a login for each one. You still have that opportunity, I believe. Is that correct? You can still have correct. That. You can, I wanted to make sure I was thinking that in my head straight just now, but because
I've had it to where the wife had one, the husband had one, some kids had a couple businesses, a couple of them had extra businesses, but it brought everything into one, and they can log in, they can manage everything from one spot. It's our multi-location piece. At some point, we will add, once we get enough requests for it, we'll add bulk posting. We'll add bulk photos to where they can post to multiple different profiles at the same exact time. We just haven't had enough requests from it. And I think it brings up another good point. We do all of our development based on member feedback. So if you're not requesting it, it's either at this point, we're not coming up with anything blue sky unless it's on how to be able to move things forward. But we do it 100% by feedback. And what we hear on YouTube, what we hear through all of our members of what they're looking for.
Right. And what's really interesting, though, is when you talk about the multiple posts, we were actually approached on that at the very beginning, and we've roadmapped that all out. We just haven't done the development work on it. And
we've done some development.
Right. But not enough where it's efficient. But it wouldn't take us long to pull that trigger to get there if somebody has that need. That's the biggest thing. And then, but because that particular member decided they didn't want to go that direction, we just we started it, but we stopped it. But it's there because we're starting to get some people starting to talk about it a little bit again. So I think we're really.
We do. I mean, I talked to a guy the other day. He's part owner in some casinos and some hotels and some restaurants. And I mean, he was pretty excited about it. I told him, if you come on, we'll put it back on the roadmap and we'll speed that process up. It's just not their day one. And he's not very happy with where he is right now. I think they're using Yext or Sign Up or one of those. And they're just not very happy with where it is. And what they get tired of, Dean, is that I hear, and maybe you hear something different when you're taking phone calls and talking to members, but what I hear all the time is they have an opportunity to talk to the owner and they're not chasing some salesperson. And I think that makes a big difference to a lot of people.
Right. And then the only thing is, just because of the size of our staff right now, when you call up right now, you get we have an AI assistant that kind of talks to you. And some people get real frustrated with that. Once you get past that and you set up a calendar event, or you ask for us to return your call, chances are they're going to get you or me, or they're going to get our EAs on an email kind of thing. But they may not get a phone call from them just because we handle most of the phone calls in the face-to-face like this.
I was looking at reports. We're handling about 99.9%. There's only one phone call that went out last month that was from an actual staff member that you and I were not making that actual contact.
Right. And so,
there's plenty of emails.
Right.
Emails get responded to all the time. Support tickets get handled by our staff, but you and I are taking care of most of the phone calls. And I mean, I go from doing a phone call to doing a video to then writing a blog, or go out and research something to figure out how do we do that, or how do we make that better, or how do we solve that problem.
Right. And I really, as much as it takes time, I mean, we can't clone ourselves. I wish I could. I wish I could make double the calls in a day. So you may not get a call from us right away unless it's something really urgent. But I really enjoy these conversations because I learn so much on, why is this different? Or I've heard different kinds of businesses I've never even heard of before. And I just enjoy hearing that feedback from the members as well when they join us, So so not only do I enjoy the calls themselves, I like the feedback and that camaraderie that goes on. And that's what makes us a small business. A small business, a small business. We get each other. I go, but they go, how nice is it to actually talk to a live person, let alone the owners of the business?
Well, and we understand the struggles of the small business owner. We understand what they go through and what they have. We don't have any salespeople on our staff because we don't need salespeople. Either you're in or you're not, and you can upgrade, you can downgrade your plan for however you see fit. You can go yearly, you can go monthly, you can do all those different things. And it should all happen within the platform. I mean, we're not perfect. Our platform is not 100% perfect by any means. It never will be. It's a piece of technology, and we utilize so many different networks when we're talking to Google or Bing, or when we're talking to Apple or any of those things. But I mean, it's one of those things to where it's one of the, where was I going with that? I don't even know where I was going. But it's not a perfect experience all the time, but no software is. No one will. I don't even know why I even brought that can of worms.
Yeah, I was doing something the other day with a piece of software I signed up for, and I was going through the process on how to use it, and their instructions didn't match what was actually on the screen. So this is a very large company. They're probably a Fortune 500 company, and they still have the same issues that we have. I mean, everybody has it because things change. I mean, it's not static. It's dynamic because, that's the thing that people have to understand. It's not, you do it once, it's there forever. It changes, but that's what makes it a good platform, is because it is evolving, it is changing. And that's where I get really frustrated with some of the old systems that are out there. There's still this. I looked at one the other day, and it still looks the same as it did 4 years ago when we started this. And we said, "Oh, that doesn't work for us." They still look the same. It's like, so why are they not? So that's the difference between you and I and some of the other people out there. Is you and I are both so well, and you got a personality. We always want the perfect too,
And you have to remember as well, Dean. I mean, when we first started this call today for this video, I tried showing a screen on Google, and Google shows a 403 error. Now, there's times that we can't be perfect because Google's not perfect. And when we do a lot of stuff, Google comes first. And when we hand stuff over to Google, and we're trying to figure out how, we're still within that whole entire awkward stage of how do we figure out how to plug and play everything to where we don't have to utilize them to where we can balance that out. We're still learning that side, but Google's not perfect. Sometimes it returns a 403 error to us, and our system goes and doesn't understand what the heck is going on.
And
There's times Facebook does that. I mean, Facebook has a problem right now that we're working with engineers on, that it's sending multiple posts at one time randomly only on certain accounts. I don't know why that happens. And they're like, yeah, we've heard about that. I'm like, okay, at least it's not us. I mean, you originally wanted to get mad at us for it, but now you're telling me you have multiple people, and then nothing, no crickets. But I mean, it's one of those things where technology is a bitch. I don't know how else to put that. It could be just absolutely, it's an asshole. It could be a pain in the butt. What we like to do is we like to make it as user-friendly as possible to be able to help our members be able to get found by more local customers. And that is number one what we do. And if you hit a hiccup somewhere, you have to contact us and let us know, hey, I hit this hiccup, because it might be to where there might be an issue with your profile. There might be all kinds of different issues that we can go diagnose and be able to solve. A question that came up that came up to me today was, how do I break down and do the most ultimate, content strategy for my business? If time was not an issue, I had staff, I had all the time on the world, I ended up cutting a video on that. I'm going to share that video with you real quick, and I want your feedback on my video.
You guys share that on this video with everybody? Is that what you're saying? You guys show me now. Okay.
All right. So I had an interesting question come up today, and the question was, if you were going to design the ultimate marketing strategy based on content, how would you do it? Well, I really got to thinking about it. I got to think about kind of what we do and how we do things here at Simply Be Found. Now, all of these things we don't do inside of the Simply Be Found platform. Like, we don't work with YouTube yet. We're currently have that in our list of things to start doing. But here's what I would do. If I was going to create the ultimate, I don't care what kind of business you have. If it's a local business, if it's a home-based business, if it's an e-commerce store, this is the ultimate marketing plan I would do. First off, I'd make everything surround around YouTube. So very first thing is I'd put YouTube right here. I'd record a YouTube video. I would then take that YouTube video, I would translate it, and if I didn't already have a blog about that topic, I would translate it using YouTube software. I'd translate that out. I'd go and put it into ChatGPT and say, write a blog about it. So now you go from YouTube, now you have this blog about it. So now you got a blog. And then I would go out to my social media channels from there. So this would kind of branch out. So I would create at least, I'm going to call it Google Business Profile, which is GMP, by just abbreviating it out. I'd create a Google Business Profile. I'd make sure I would link to that Google Business Profile back to the blog and back to YouTube. So I'd create multiple Google Business Profile posts about it, and I'd have those be anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500 characters, and then point back and have those be unique. So now you have them pointing back to the blog, and you'd also have them pointing back to YouTube. And I would do the same thing for Twitter. And don't mind my handwriting. I'd do the same thing on Facebook. And I might link to both of them in the same post. And then I would also do the same thing and inside of Facebook, I might upload the actual YouTube video directly inside of Facebook. So that way it was connected there, and then I would link to the blog from there. So actually I would say, okay, I've got this video. Instead of linking it to YouTube, I would upload it direct, and then I would go into Facebook, okay? And then I would do the same thing for LinkedIn. So now I have this huge round robin. So I have a YouTube video, it's going to my blog, and it's also going to my Google Business Profile, and it's going back into these. Twitter is going back to these. I might upload directly to Twitter depending on how I feel about it. But all these are pointing. So LinkedIn's going to the blog, and that video is native. And Facebook is going back to that blog, and also it has the YouTube native. YouTube that's native on there. And I would set up this huge system and I would just keep doing it over and over again. Now, how many posts would I do? Well, blogs, I usually try for a local business. I would do 5+ blogs a day if I had all the time in the world and I could do it. I'd probably then create probably on Twitter. My goal between all my content would be doing anywhere between 30+ tweets. Facebook, I'd want to be having that update at least once a day, if not twice a day. LinkedIn, I would treat that just like I would Twitter, and I would try to do 30+ tweets or LinkedIn messages. Now, company LinkedIn messages, I'd probably only do one. That's how I would do the ultimate marketing strategy, by using content and kind of making everything come together. So obviously we don't work with LinkedIn, we don't work with YouTube, we don't work with Twitter. Twitter we could reactivate, we just don't have enough people that ever requested it to pay the Twitter fees. But Dean, what is your take on that for content strategy, and is there anything you would change?
Well, basically, I'm getting a real bad echo. Are you getting an echo all of a sudden? There we go. There we go. Okay, thank you. What I'm seeing there is everything's interconnected. They one talks to the other talks back, and so that connectivity is what gives you the value. Do you agree with that? I mean,
it's not really connectivity, it's the backlinks and showing the algorithm where the content is and making that algorithm connect what the dots between the content.
So when you say backlink, back in the day, we always talked about backlinks for our website. So this is the same kind of concept, basically, as the website piece. It's not the same, it's the same, but not the same, if you will.
Social backlinks and then backlinks to itself inside a Google Business Profile is really going to help you a lot.
Right, and that's that whole point with the website being voice ready too, that you're connecting back to your website as well. Is that you kind of left that piece? Is the website part of that media process then as well?
Blog would be.
The blogs would be, yeah, because so, and that takes a lot of time to do all of that. But if you really want to get the ultimate growth, that's what you need to do. And if you have somebody that can assist you, then that's really going to help you there as well. But that's a lot of time when you think about it. Now, how much?
It's a ton of time. The average small business would never do that. And they don't have to. They just have to post three times a week, and they'd be golden.
I know, and it's really amazing how just that little bit of energy that goes out really helps businesses. Now, if you are brand new and you don't have anything going on at all, maybe it might be worth to do a sprint like this for a while. It's hard to keep this up, especially as you grow your business. And you got to take care of business. The money coming in is what's important, but you still got to bring the people in to spend money with you. So it gets to be a little bit of a catch-25. Or what is that? That's not catch-24. Is that the word? Okay, let's get my
catch-22.
There it is. That's it. Jeez.
The person that asked,
good. So
the person that asked for that video was an agency. They're going out to a lot more people. They're not doing it on just a local basis. They're doing nationwide. It's going to make and break a big difference for them for that much content. So if I was going to plan an ultimate strategy, if I was a local business, that's the same thing I would do. If I was to own one to where I was able to hit as many points. Problem is, you're going to run out of content really fast, and things are going to start overlapping. But that would be my ultimate goals as far as content.
My next question is: if you start doing duplicate content, does it help as much? I mean, the activity level is what I tell people is really important, but you don't want to duplicate yourself over and over and over, because then I think that causes.
You don't want to see the same exact post over and over. Right. You can talk about the same topics over and over and over. That is fine, but you don't want to use the same exact content and just keep recycling it.
Right, and that's what I try to tell people as well. But it's always good to just we do really well interacting with each other like that, because people have those questions. They just don't know that they don't hear that all the questions that we hear all the time. From, because I get a little snippet from somebody here and a snippet from there, but that whole point, that whole process is so important. But it's the activity level But like you said, that would be the ultimate. Like if you had nothing to do but that,
Yep.
that's really important.
And I would say the average small business are going to post on Google Business Profile and Facebook 3 times a week. And that's what our platform really strives at doing. You can post more than that, obviously. We don't do video. We don't do any of that as of this point. If you want that, request it. But if that was just 100%, if I was designing the ultimate content machine. So I was curious what you thought of it. I knew you were going to watch it, and since we're testing the software, I want to see what it was like to put my video up there, which wasn't very good quality after I did that.
Yeah, no, it kind of glitched a little bit too, but I'm really impressed with this, the StreamYard so far, because I like the idea that we can put that video in there. You can do a screen share, and we can actually take questions. We can actually bring people on. If somebody wants to get on and talk with us, they can tell us how bad we are, how good we are, whatever. We'll talk about it, because if people say you guys suck, we'll talk about it. Why do you think you do that?
I'd love to be told I suck.
You know what? And so I small business people, they go, I got a 1-star review. I said, congratulations. They go, what do you mean?
They go, what?
And I said, no, you get a chance to show everybody now how you react, because nobody's perfect. I mean, we all stub our toe at some point. And we've talked about this before in other videos, but it gives you a chance to show everybody that you're reactive, or you understand that, okay, I'm not meeting your needs. What can I do to meet your needs? And that's that whole two-sided conversation that sometimes I feel we've lost, that we don't have those conversations because we always want to be the blue ribbon, the A+ person.
It's not a matter of when you drop the ball. It's how you drop the ball and how you pick the ball up and handle the problem. And that's really key. And this video, I would agree, the software is really good. I like it so far. I give thumbs up to StreamYard. The one thing I would say that's going to be interesting is I know you were at home and you have some not very good internet over there. And you're breaking up a lot because of that internet connectivity. BC, since this records locally, it'd be interesting to see how well you do.
Yeah, no,
but if you want to see more of this kind of content, definitely like, subscribe, and check us out. Dean, is there anything else you want to talk about for this video?
I think that's great. We've talked for almost a half an hour.
Yep. Let's go ahead and end it. Thanks so much.
Right.
Check us out, simplybefound.com, and get to know who we are. Thanks.
Yeah, have a great day. Thank you.